Hello everybody. I hope you had a nice Sunday, and today we will have another CrossCode dev stream.
Yay.
And today I'm here, Luxon, as usual, doing the actual work, like Sprider today, most likely. And then with me on Skype is Henne today, Geflügel. So
Hello,
he will
I'm
be
here.
here to pick your questions. No, you won't be able to say anything, and I'm the only one who talks right now. Very important. So,
Okay.
yeah. Nah, so he will be picking up your questions, and then yeah, well, we just talk about stuff, I guess. So
No, I won't talk anymore. No, I'm like,
no, now you can talk again. I was just joking. Damn it. Okay.
nope.
So yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately Stefan isn't with us today. He kind of can't talk today. He told me so. Let's hope he will be around next time again. And yeah, so for today we plan to do actually some
Um,
sprite art. Yeah.
Felix, I have a very, very, very special and great. No, I'm missing my English vocabulary. Wait,
Go
wait,
look for it.
wait. Yes, I have my dictionary open. This is very important. A very special and important advice from an experienced streamer and let's player who's also attending today. Hey,
Mhm.
TrueMG. His advice is you should not start talking right when the stream starts because of the delay and because normally you will have like 30 seconds advertisement in the beginning. So it's good to actually start the stream and then wait like a minute or so before starting.
Good point. Thank you.
So I
You're really
guess
the
we
first
should.
person who actually tells me that, so thanks.
I, I guess we should repeat the entire
Yeah,
introduction
it's
now.
probably a good idea because that was kind of messed up anyway. So, yeah, hello everybody. Welcome to our dev stream. I hope you had a nice Sunday. Today, I'm here. I'm Luxon. I'm doing sprite art, and with me on Skype is Geflügel, aka Henne. I always call him Henne.
Yes, everyone calls me that.
Yeah. And yeah, we will just, as usual, we do some work. You can ask questions. We will talk about stuff and maybe also answer some of these questions in between. And on today's agenda, the
Yes.
plan is to, yeah, we will work on Rookie Harbor once again. You know, like I think 2 or 3 dev streams ago, we actually did some work on Rookie Harbor. We worked on the roofs. So today I think there's actually 2 things we can work on. We can actually have another vote if you want to. It's probably more interesting to have some vote going on. So I think the 2 things we can work on is either we work on a fountain. You know, like Rookie Harbor will have this big marketplace in the middle, and you can, well, we can essentially work. We want to plan. Sorry, we want to place a fountain there in the marketplace because it's kind of like a landmark. And
Like
that
a Poiteris, you mean?
Yes, like a poeteress. So that's the first thing we can work on. The other thing is well, the market. So we can work on some market stands, stuff where people will where you can buy stuff essentially. So just the market. So that's another thing. I guess we should probably create a small poll and people can vote, and then we can see what we work on. Atlissa, can you take care of that?
I
Okay.
guess she can.
So let's just wait for the delay and see if that works. Or I just ask her in Skype.
Uh, Wait, my Skype is so laggy.
Oh, alright, she already did. Awesome. Very nice. Thanks, Atlessa.
Let me see. I haven't seen it. She kind of forgot an E in your name. You're called Luxon now.
What am I called?
Luxon without an E.
Luxon. Oh yeah. Okay, that still works kinda, I guess.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna pick the fountain because Poiteris.
Right, yeah. Fountain would be cool, I guess. Would be maybe more interesting, but if people want to see a marketplace, then that's fine too. All right.
Tür MG.
Starting Photoshop already. And yeah, maybe some other stuff for in between. So yeah, I mean, CrossCode was funded still. I mean, it is still funded. We already have been funded last dev
Yeah,
stream, but now we actually also reached our first stretch goal. So we will have New Game Plus in CrossCode. That's now we promised that we will deliver. And so again, thanks everybody for being so generous. And there was really a huge push on the last day, which was really amazing. So I think like around 12,000 euro. We got like 12,000 euro on the last day, like Sunday in Pacific time. That was pretty amazing. And so yeah, now campaign is finished. It took us some time to actually get out of to get kind of used to a normal dev schedule, which is about to start right now. Also, we spent some time this week to actually develop something for all of you, which we plan to publish tonight after this dev stream. It's some kind of a platform for all of you backers to actually check your perks. So that's actually something you can log in. You can check your perks, and we will also deliver like perk exclusive content over this platform. For instance, if we now actually push out actually Steam keys for early access or download versions, we will place those in this platform. You can also provide additional information in this platform, like your address. You can actually change your address, or a lot of people actually didn't provide an address, which might be our fault because I think we forgot to provide the address field in some of the perks, like the fan perks. So you can still add your address there, so we can deliver the physical perks once they're ready. And finally, there will also be news delivered over the system. So it's just like a small system that we use for communication. And I hope it will make things easier instead of sending mails to about 2,000 people. So that's the whole plan. And again, so the whole thing is called Cross Central. It will go online tonight. It's essentially it's ready actually, but we'll send out the link tonight. So yeah, that's something. And also there will be like a big update tonight after this, where we also again say thank you and do a lot of other stuff, and also show like some recent progress, which you probably already saw on Twitter. But
yeah,
you
and
might
talk
have
about
missed
the future a bit maybe, and
stuff like this. Anyway, so
yeah.
yeah, so kind of maybe sorry for having being a bit sparse on updates after the campaign, because as I said, we have been busy. But now the thing is, actually, we will try to actually I mean, you will probably hear from us regularly on Twitter, on maybe more often on Facebook, but otherwise I think we will go back to more like a weekly or maybe even bi-weekly update schedule, because this works best, because then we actually have enough interesting content to talk about, and we spend less time on writing update posts and more time on actually working on the game.
And we don't have to like post those update posts on 2 different platforms, because we will most likely drop the Indiegogo updates.
Yeah, we will all be very happy once we can stop posting updates on Indiegogo, because it's like this platform is horrible for updates.
Hashtag whatever.
I think I probably talked about this maybe like 2 or 3 times, but I will do it again. So in Indiegogo, when you post an update, all you can do is actually write the text in there, and then you submit, and that's it. So there is actually no edit function. There's no way to correct your update. You actually have to delete the update. You have to repost it. And it also doesn't help that the update almost always looks differently than it does in the apparently what you see is what you get editor. So whenever we post stuff, all of a sudden there a new line disappears, or the text is smaller, or some text is bold, which is not supposed to be bold, and stuff like this. It's horrible. So you don't want to work with that.
And you have to scroll up and down a lot while editing, because
That
the whole
it's this nice idea. Oh, we have a text field. Let's just expand this text field to match the content, which is, well, it's a great idea, but it's not great when your toolbar is on the very top of this field. So whenever you have to access a toolbar, you first scroll up, you press something, and then it's inserted, sometimes even on the right position, or sometimes you just insert an image and there is actually no image. No, it's just an image not found tag. That also happens pretty often. So I don't know who actually developed this Indiegogo platform, but I essentially managed to do something in 2 days for our cross-central platform, which is better. So
Well, I guess there is a good reason why Indiegogo is not the #1 platform
yeah,
for
okay.
crowdfunding. But I mean, we shouldn't be ungrateful. I mean, it worked out. We used Indiegogo, and
Yeah. I mean, just at least it worked for us in
yeah.
Germans without much complications. So I guess we should be thankful anyway. So enough ranting for today, or for now at least. Let's look at the actual poll. I will also give my vote as I always do.
Um, and as
Whoa,
I
it's actually pretty close. And oh, it's surprising. It's the market after all. Let me just share.
okay.
Right. So people
Um,
want to see a marketplace. Come on, Chrome.
our music summer in Terror is here,
Oh,
and TQ, aka Furious Feedback, aka Sprite Dude, is also here.
awesome.
So we
In Terra, if you want to join Skype, just tell me. If you want, you can join. You don't have to stay the whole time, but maybe sometime. Because people want to hear Music Sun or Mr. Music, I think. Right. So I guess we will do a marketplace, huh? Okay, I guess I have to improvise there a bit more because I actually don't have any very precise plan for the marketplace, though some rough ideas. Um, so first, let me just Google something. Was it like Millennium Sphere? Blah. My English fails me right now.
Oh no, what
Uh,
do you mean?
Chrono. What's this kind of thing called from Chrono Trigger? I think that's a very good inspiration.
Fair, yeah,
The
it's a fair,
fair,
like Fare.
fair. Okay, not
Or
sure
was
for
it?
home ec.
No,
Oh
no,
my
wait,
gosh.
was it? I think it was Fair.
F
Nah,
okay,
I think fair
it
was
is.
an.
It is FAIR. Yeah. Okay, I
I
got it.
think I think fair was
It's
a.
millennial fair. That's what it was. Yes.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, it was something with food. Was fair with Fare.
Right.
Okay,
So I just
good
wanted to
to
look
know.
up those images again because I think that's like, at least to me, that's one of these iconic retro market style, uh, like 2D graphics for market style. So that's most definitely one inspiration. So let's just, I'll just look up a nice screenshot, put this here next to me so I have like a reference. Um, did I broke it? Nope. So again, so for you to see though,
You broke
that's at
everything.
least one reference that we will use. And so everybody's also noting down questions if there are any questions. Just somebody posting somewhere, like in the, unless I should repeat in the Skype chat, but I guess there are no questions yet.
Yeah.
So alright, so that's one reference. Another reference we have is, let me just look that up. So another thing is we actually already created some trading graphics. So, but these are mostly for traders, which are just standing somewhere in Crossworlds, and they're
Hmm.
designed for mobility in mind. So that's why they're like very minimalistic. The most of the stuff is like virtual, like virtual signs and all that. And I just plan to want to look up some image that I can show.
So those traders in the marketplace won't have laser marketplaces,
Of
or
course, they will have lasers. We will put
oh,
lasers
amazing.
everywhere, but there will be also more physical stuff because I think it has a nice atmosphere to add this to. I mean, like Rookie Harbor is all about having this combination of old and new stuff, so we should have some more traditional graphics as well.
We have the first question apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Pseudo radius. I have a question. Would you buy me a hooker?
I, no,
No.
I don't think so. I'm sorry. We have to save, so
I mean,
we cannot be very generous. I'm sorry. Um,
if you backed a lot of money, you could have an NPC in the game who would not be a hooker, but who could be like more PG friendly society person,
Yeah, right. Like a very social
like
person.
a belly dancer or something. Okay,
Yeah.
another
Yeah,
question.
what made you
What,
want to make this game? Yeah, I can also read for at least right now.
you you can read? No.
I can. Turns out I can. Yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. We just wanted to make a whole bunch of money, so that's why we made this game, right?
And now we are gone. We will
Yeah, so we know we got money, so actually
vanish.
we can now vanish, but I guess we will at least do a bit of game development. So no, actually, I mean the whole idea is, of course, our dream was to. I mean, we have been game development for a long time. Most of us have been involved with game development. I started with RPG Maker over 10 years ago, I think. Like 14 years actually should be about right now. My gosh, I'm so old.
I think it's even more. I think 14 years. Wait.
It should be 14
Um,
years because I was 16 when I started working with RPG Maker and I'm
yeah.
30. So,
Tara's Adventure. Good times.
oh yeah. Anyway, so it has always been a dream for us to do professional game development. It's not easy, and that's why we do CrossCode. We want to do game development. It's the game idea is already pretty old, and of course we also want to have this particular game. But CrossCode's not the only game we want to develop. We have more ideas, but it's our first title, and it's already way too big. So yeah, that's why we develop CrossCode. So let me just look up.
Mercenary of Love. Wasn't that a Bravely Default reference? Oh no, wait. Mercenary of Love. I kind of.
Oh, okay, so I'm just gonna add Tero for about 10 minutes at least. At least he told me. At least now I saw it that he told me. Doop-de-doop.
Yeah. No hookers and too much water. 0 out of 10. Well, that's why we won't pixel a fountain today.
Okay,
Because it would really be too much water.
that's true, I guess. Okay, now Mr. Music is with us. Hello, Tero.
Hey,
Mr. Music.
stop
Yeah.
calling me Mr. Music.
Well, why not? You're doing music and okay. So, let me. Maybe you can now do some talking so I can actually focus on actually opening that. The graphics I'm looking for.
What should I talk about?
I know. Talk with Hannah about something. Like you
Um,
want to do a battle theme, right, Tero?
Oh yes, I'm going to do a battle theme for CrossCode pretty soon. I gotta finish up something else real quick before I do that though. So,
I hope you make this in time
oh yeah, we'll make it this in time.
because we plan to announce it in today's update. No pressure or anything.
Pressure's always nice.
Okay.
And-
Then we will go ahead. So,
Every another question: is Rookie Harbor located on the island on the banner you're using? I think so, right? Isn't it this?
yeah, it is. Actually, I think it's right behind Rhombus Square. So it's behind this big city with all the big blue buildings.
Yep.
This one is actually on an island in the middle of the ocean. And back there you have this land, and right in the middle there you will have Rookie Harbor. That's the plan. I think actually we already started preparing some overview of the whole world, but we never managed to finish it. But actually, I think we might be able to wrap this up in the following weeks, and then we might show it. So
Yeah. Didn't we have like a very old sketch with? No, wait, that was for another game.
yeah, I guess.
I think we had a sketch or something that
Right,
was
I finally
pretty
found it.
unprofessional.
Holy crap! Okay, this took forever. Let me just switch. So here, no, okay. Wait a second. I have to do some stuff so you can actually see the images.
Okay, I will read another question meanwhile.
Sure.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't move my saves from one browser to another, right? I think it is possible.
It's difficult. Right now, it's not really supported. There is, of course, some folder somewhere where your local storage is saved, and you might be able to copy that over, but it's not very convenient to do that, and that's something that's, yeah, it's not supported right now, but actually something I think we will improve. So I think we should add some export and import functionality for save states. I think that would be very good. Which is not actually all that difficult, you just have to figure out what is a good interface. It's kind of weird because then you actually have to download a file which is possible. I mean, you can even download that file from Node WebKit, ironically, because it's kind of like a browser. um, uh, so that we might do something to make this work, but I'm not sure when exactly. Maybe somewhere during early access. Probably rather sooner than later, because it might be annoying to not be able to export save states. Yeah. So yeah, that's the idea. Right. So just a quick comment. This is what we plan for trading, like when players are simply trading wherever they want. They just whoops. Let's just ignore that. They will essentially have a small booth for trading, which they can just build everywhere, wherever they want. And it's just, well, there is some material stuff. Of course, it's like instant matter. But then they have a lot of virtual stuff around, like this sign here, or this like sunscreen or Sonnenschirm umbrella, some kind of laser umbrella, which is probably very meaningful because it blocks light perfectly, as laser tends to do, I guess.
Yes.
Right. And anyway.
I guess it might block it.
Well, it's such a strong laser, it actually blocks light that tries to fly through it. Even though it's actually not laser, I think we always say laser, but actually I think laser is pretty lethal if you.
Yeah, it would be pretty lethal. Yeah, it's
like
more
our
like
new laser bridge.
It's more like a force field.
It's probably like holograms, so that's more like it, and it kind of works. Or like a force field, yeah, that's it.
Hologram force field barriers.
Like combine something. But there will be at least one NPC who keeps telling it lasers just for the fun of it. And yeah, at least that's what I plan to do. Anyway, so these are like the mobile trading booth things, and now what we do today is more like a static trading booth, which will be kind of like a combination of that and the trading booths we saw in Chrono Trigger, like that one. Once you actually see it, give me a second. Chrome is really kind of annoying about this. So here, like kind of like this, a combination of this and this. So let's see. The first thing I'm going to do is just go to a map. I think right now we don't really have any map ready. Let me just go there. Map. Rookie Harbor South.
While Felix is still preparing stuff, I'm gonna show you something amazing first.
Oh yeah, you mean the French
but
thing.
Please make sure that you're not drinking anything, because as you might know, we have a quite a loyal fan base in France, and let's just say they are pretty funny people, but also weird. The explanation for the whole joke can be found in the answers below this.
I will quickly show it on the stream so everybody can see it.
It's
if you give me a second, man, Chrome, come on, what the hell? So here, like this, yeah. Lea, Passion, MMORPG, I guess. I know.
We can't see it right now, I think.
You can see with the delay, so you will be able to see it.
Okay.
Don't forget the delay. Anyway, so yeah, what I'm going to do first, just doing some screenshot. Why is it raining in Rupee Harbor? What the? Oh my gosh, man, come on.
It's raining.
Stefan, what did you do? Why did you make it rain? Oh, come on, whatever.
Does it also have seagulls? It should have seagulls. Come on.
No, there's no seagulls. I'm sorry. Though we should probably add some. We should add seagulls. Most definitely. Anyway, it's no problem because I have this nice tool here which is called Prepare Tile Screenshot, and when I actually call this one, the rain is still there. Oh god damn it. Okay, I gotta change this.
Plot twist.
Yeah, I will just fix that. Won't take long anyway. So now I can see how I remove rain and CrossCode. So
I mean, the rain isn't bad. I think it's actually pretty cool. But I think if it rains, then
it's not that good if you want to add graphics.
Yeah, of course. But I think if it rains, there shouldn't be like leaves in the wind.
Why not? We have this in Rookie Harbor too. I mean, those are
I
very
think when it
resistant.
rains,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, these are just very resistant leaves.
yeah, but they wouldn't like flow so gently in the wind when it
They're
rains,
rocket
I
propelled, so
think.
it
Or would
works.
they? It's instant matter
The
virtually.
rain is so virtual, so
So
okay.
it's a yes.
So let's just remove the rain anyway. Autumn.
The horns aren't inspired by Elfen Lied by any chance, right? No,
Not that much. I mean, I saw
they're not, I
Elfen Lied
think.
some time ago, so it might be some, I don't know, some unconscious inspiration. That's always a possibility, but it's not.
You mean subconscious, not unconscious.
Yes,
Unconscious is
unconscious
if you're
inspiration.
like not
So
awake.
I hit myself a KO and then I get this idea. Yeah, no, it's for subconscious exactly.
Well, have been a trope for quite a lot of animes.
That's
Yeah,
true.
and video games like
Yeah,
the Xenogears
yeah,
and
yeah.
Xenosaga had horns, right? The
Yeah,
cyborgs or whatever.
right. So here we go. I'm just gonna make a screenshot of this part here, and then gonna add some trading booths in this corner. So just a few, and then we can expand those to actually have enough market for a larger space in the center of the city. Whatever. Yeah. So what I just called is some kind of hotkey to prepare the screenshot to remove all the effects which are actually like which are put on top of the original graphics, because I just want to have a screenshot of the original map graphics, and that's also why all the effects are removed. There are no more leaves and no more shadow below layer and all of this stuff, and everything is now aligned to the tile structure in Photoshop. So I can just take this picture and now start adding graphics. So it's just a small function that I added, because that's actually how I work very often. I just go in the game and then I make a screenshot, and then I start adding stuff in that screenshot. It's always good to actually work with to first get the environment and then add stuff in that environment, because it helps you to judge if it actually looks good. If you just go into some blank image and add some graphics, it very often happens that it looks good on the blank image, and then you paste it in and you see, okay, colors don't quite match, and yeah, so that's something I can recommend to do. First do a screenshot and then add stuff in that screenshot. Anyway, so I'm just gonna copy some elements over, like this sci-fi computer. No, I didn't want them, but I might need those too. Yeah. Are there any more questions or anything to answer? Because then I can just start working silently for a bit.
There is an important question. Can I be a whale too? No.
No, you
Or
can't be.
rather,
I'm sorry.
I think you can try to be anything you want. Yes, check your fish privilege.
Oh my.
I mean, I guess fishes do have a lot of privilege. I mean, they kind of own 60% of the world.
That's kind of true, I guess. Well, owning and exclamation marks. I don't know.
Yeah, owning in exclamation points. I mean,
Exclamation points, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so gonna add this, and because I can, I'm also gonna add something else. Probably is easier that way. Yeah. Oh wait, that's not original resolution. Okay, this kind of sucks. Gonna look for a different image.
dum, 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 dum.
So remember, people, it's always good to have references, but better not copy stuff, otherwise you might get into legal problems.
Yeah, that's. I mean, if you're part of the RPG Maker community, it might be like almost normal for you. But if you're doing projects that are supposed to be used commercially, then you should do that.
Yep.
There
Okay.
is this skill which is supposed to hit exactly one enemy, right? How come that it hits several enemies when two or more are at the same spot, like those meerkats? Yeah, I noticed
Well,
that too. For first cut, you can actually hit more enemies with it if they are really close to each other.
yeah. Well, I guess I probably could try to program it in a way that's absolutely impossible, but I think it's actually nice. Like there are certain situations, like when there's an enemy behind you and in front of you, that you only will hit but you will hit two at the same time, and I think it's funny. Like
Hmm.
then you get like only happens like in very rare occasions, and it's kind of awesome, I
Yeah.
think. So it's not something I would necessarily fix. Oh my gosh, why are all the screenshots from Chrono Trigger so messed up? It's weird.
Yeah, medium entertainment.
Okay.
Those enemies that throw rocks at you and those that have like those headphones. Those are meerkats. Like those cute two-legged fluff creatures that
They're meerkats, yeah.
make holes, and
They're not
throw
armadillos.
rocks.
Oh no, wait, no, the hedgehogs were armadillos. The meerkats, what did people call the meerkats?
Actually,
Moles, I think, right?
moles, yeah, moles or armadillos, like in
Okay,
those in that French stream.
right.
They
So I
they
guess okay, somebody actually posted something. Oh, awesome.
Yes, right.
Thank you a
That's
lot.
nice.
Yeah, that's very
Yes,
supportive.
Night Jumper. We are all German actually,
Yes, we all. There's actually one Austrian guy with us.
but he's even worse.
What? You mean with the accent or with this?
No, no, just uh,
No, I mean he's very cool. He actually had a very nice
he,
stream
he's a
yesterday.
great.
So he
Yes, he
also
does.
added some details for Rookie Harbor
And he
yesterday.
also makes music
Oh,
with
that's
English
true.
language, so I guess he's pretty amazing.
Well, you can maybe post his channel. I mean, we of course support each other here. So
Um,
if you find the link,
Sparkster better
Furious.
write in English because it's an international stream. I mean, we can understand it even if you write in German, and we will then translate it. But
Yeah, it's
it
no
would be
problem.
easier
If
for.
you don't feel comfortable writing English, you can of course ask stuff in German. Um, but we will probably answer in English. I hope that's fine.
Yeah, because everyone should understand it.
Hmm.
And I think most of the people here are English
I'm not
or
even sure
French or
really.
something.
We have a
Yeah,
very
it's
most of our fans are still Germans, I think.
yeah, a lot of them, but not everyone. I mean,
Yeah,
we have a lot of English people here as well.
probably shouldn't say fans. Probably more like followers.
Followers.
No,
Isn't
I was
followers even more
kind of like
like?
sounds like a bit full of myself if I call everybody just fans. I don't know.
The followers of the CrossCode cult.
Yes, or like Twitter
Yes.
followers, you
The
know. So like
the
I guess
the
like
cross
Twitter is full
religion.
of cults because everybody's following everybody.
Yeah. Je parle
Anyway,
François. François, right?
I
I
always
can't read
love when that
French.
happens here. Like when I start working with the graphics tablet, yeah, stuff is just stuck on the pen is just stuck in the
Mm.
whatever that thing is called. I don't know. So
Oui, oui, baguette. They're talking French in the
right.
chat, and I'm confused.
Oh my. I guess that's an option too, next to German and English. Though we can't help you with French, I'm sorry. Yeah, so we won't be able to answer that. Yeah. So now we got
Yeah.
that. Thinking for a second, what is a good color reference for wooden stuff? Actually, we have the crates from TQ. I think I might just add those.
Hmm?
I have to look them up again. Oh my gosh, takes so long until we actually
Yeah, yeah,
start.
Rylock. I guess we have quite an international fan base
Hmm.
at this point. I mean, I know that we have a few Japanese fans as well,
Oh yeah.
and some fans from Brazil and Italy.
Mm. Yeah,
I mean,
actually, I like this a lot that it's so international. So,
it's kind of fun. I mean, on Indiegogo, we were able to
mm,
like see from which country the donations came from. when it was still running. I mean, most of the donations came from Germany and from the US, but we also got a few donations from Saudi Arabia, I think, and from all different countries, basically. It's pretty great.
Yep.
How's your position about mods? Am I allowed to modify the source code for private use, Felix?
The thing is, the source code of CrossCode is obfuscated. If you manage to do some modifications, I don't think we will do anything about it, so that's fine. But so far, we are not really that much focused on modding right now. This might change later, but for now, we just want to focus on creating a single-player game without any focus on modding.
Yep.
Because that's already a lot of work. Doing stuff modding friendly, I think, makes it actually harder to develop, because you have to make sure that everything extends in a nice way. Right now, a lot of stuff in CrossCode is hacked, and just so we can save time. And if you actually want people to mod the stuff, then it gets kind of messy.
Yeah,
So-
and I mean, modding. It's great to have it for a game with a really large community, but I mean, we have to concentrate on the important stuff first. Did you get any significant amount of donations from Japan? I will look it up right now, but I think it actually wasn't that much. I mean,
Well, but considering the language barrier and everything,
Yeah,
I
of course,
guess it's
of
actually
course.
quite noticeable. I think we had like some two-digit number of Japanese donations. So it's actually like there's not so much money. I'm actually quite happy, because if you have a lot of Japanese people choosing physical perks, we actually have some kind of problem with chipping.
Mhm.
So I think there was one Japanese guy who actually has a physical perk, and yeah, so that's we can deal with that. But most of them just took the virtual perks.
So right, basically, Japan is in the top 10 of the countries. Like it's at rank 10 with over 1,000 euro donations from 26.
And how many
people.
donations?
26.
Oh, 26. Yeah, that's still pretty. I think
I
it's.
mean, Korea has only 8 donations and more than 2,000, but I guess that's a special reason.
I wonder,
because-
but I still don't know exactly where this high donation came from Korea.
I think Korea is this one guy who has a true avatar perk.
Was in Korea.
His Twitter account was
You mean
Korean,
Seizui,
but,
essentially, right?
yeah, but I'm not sure if the donation also came from Korea. I think so. I mean, his Twitter account says that he's from South Korea.
Oh, well, I wasn't even aware of that. Oh my.
So basically, the donation ranking by country is first Germany, then USA, Canada, France, Switzerland, United Kingdom, Korea, Australia, Austria, which is not the same, and Japan.
People start talking about strange trees again. Why does this always happen?
I have no idea what they have with trees. I mean, maybe they...
There are no trees here. I mean, it's just we're working on a city. Let's see. So what do we have? Yeah, the market boost in Chrono Trigger was pretty simple. It was just some table here, and then there was some blanket. So let's add some blanket, I guess. Let me first check the different layers and merge them.
Belgium. No, actually, there are 13 donations from Belgium.
I mean, I still can't believe how much, how many more contributions came in the last 3 days during the campaign.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I
That
guess
was-
it's partially the last minute heroes campaign and also the usual like last push for campaigns in the last days.
I mean, I would have imagined if in the last few days, amount of contributions would be just as much as at the beginning of the campaign.
Yep.
Like we did have a pretty good start at the beginning, but then it kind of
Yeah.
went down and down.
Yeah, the second
Nothingness.
month was kind of pathetic almost. I mean,
Yeah.
but it's kind of to be expected. I mean, we prolonged the campaign for another month, and then the first 2 weeks of that month, or the first 3 weeks even, were pretty low in contributions. But
Yeah.
I mean, it still worked out. I mean, the last 5 days or so made it worth it. And we got another question about contributions. Some from Luxembourg, except me. Wait. Let me see if I can. Actually, 6 contributions from Luxembourg. And we even got like 4 contributions from the United Republic of Tanzania. Thanks.
Serious? Whoa.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty amazing. We have like 5 visits and 4 contributions from that country.
Oh my gosh.
What country?
Tanzania.
Tanzania. I guess that one guy who just visited without donating must be so ashamed now.
Oh my.
And we got 10 contributions from Russia.
I actually know
9 from
somebody who has a wife from Tanzania. Maybe he has something to do with that. Just thinking.
Yeah, maybe. And maybe some family or something.
Yeah.
Austria was like rank 9. 43 donations. So it's pretty funny. Austria is right behind Australia.
Okay. That's true. Australia and Austria. I always mix those up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just thinking. So, I don't know. Is it okay if I just copy the blankets from Chrono Trigger to that extent? Maybe I should try to do something original. But whatever. Who needs original stuff?
Yeah. I mean, let's just copy everything straight 1-to-1, and then make it laser.
Yes, that sounds like a plan. Okay. I'm trying to improve a few things because Chrono Trigger is very implicit about how these blinkers are actually connected to the table. I'm gonna make this more explicit.
It's magic. You don't have to explain it.
Well, we could say it's just lasers or something. But
it's insta meta magic.
yeah, and it's something.
It's all for all us Germans who won't understand it anyway, ein gammeliger Haufen Instantmaterie.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico, I think we did get a few from there. Let me look. This will be the main topic of the entire stream. Looking up which country is superior. I mean, which country gave us the most donations.
My gosh, and
Hold on a second. Why are there so many messages deleted in the chat?
It's a work of our
moderator,
our super strict moderator.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's why stuff deleted. Maybe Vortex Robot talked too much about trees again. I don't know.
It's very yeah. No, there's actually no contribution from Puerto Rico, I think. At least I can't find any.
No, Vortex Robot's talking Mars and trees. It doesn't make sense. This guy's crazy.
We had like 118 visits from Puerto Rico, but no contributions.
Oh.
I'm getting private questions now. What's a tree that doesn't exist?
About what tree?
I have no idea, actually. I think they're all crazy people.
So. So I guess that works.
Belgium, there are, I think I answered this already, but I think Belgium was like 13 donations and 325 total.
Right, make this. So just a word on shading for those who don't know yet. CrossCode has this very strict lightning model where the top of something is always brighter than the front. So, and it really helps to define this rule clearly for your graphics and then just follow through. So whenever you have something on the same color and it has like a three-dimensional shape, you always make it consistent that like either the top or the front is brighter. Actually helps a lot to make this 3D stuff, to make this 3D shape more clear. So that's why originally these are like pieces of the blanket were the same color, now make them darker. And now you actually see that those are supposed to, there's some kind of knit, do you say knit? Some kind of fold here. That from here on stuff is going downwards, and here this is just all orthogonal to the floor, so it's just already all missing the words, I know.
Colombia, we actually have one contribution from Colombia. And what I really like, we have where is it? One contribution from Saudi Arabia and the how do you say it? Faroe Islands, Faroe Islands, and both are 100 euros. Like we have like a rich oil tycoon from Saudi Arabia, I think, sponsoring.
Amazing. Damn. Really gotta look up what these people mean with a cube tree.
Yeah, I have no idea. I think I will Google it now. Maybe I can find some answers.
Must be some Minecraft thing.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
makes sense, right?
Yeah, like some tree that's just not round, just cube. A cube tree.
Yeah. I know Minecraft is full of cube trees.
Oh yeah, see, I think I found something. Looks really cool, to be honest. We should consider putting some of those in Minecraft, not in Minecraft, in CrossCode maybe.
Can you just send a link?
But I think they won't catch on. I mean, who would want to have a cube tree?
Yeah.
I guess I can. Apparently, I can't do a direct link to the picture.
Oh no, you're not moderator or something? Oh, you mean
no,
the web page? Yeah, I guess I get it.
Like, I have no idea where this has come from, but it's a cube
like
tree.
Too much pixel bending here.
Pixel bending,
yeah.
like from Avatar.
No, it's actually something that Don from StarMazer really made me aware of. That there is this. Actually, I know this effect, but not on the same name. Now, pixel bending. Actually, I can demonstrate this very quickly. It's so it looks like this. If you have some kind of diagonal, right, which looks like this, and then you have a very bright color right next to it. And now you want to make this blurry, so make this more smooth, so it looks smooth. So what you can do is simply choose a color in between, obviously, like this, and then you can do just like this. So that's like the first idea you usually get. It just will add another layer of that other color. And now the funny thing is, this actually doesn't look quite as good. That's like the funny thing. It's like the most straightforward thing of trying to get make things look more smooth, and that's apparently called pixel bending. And You should avoid that. It doesn't look all that good. Let me just adapt this color a bit. These are not the best colors. So
Medium Entertainment asked, what do you think of my comments? Which comments?
yeah, sometimes we miss a comment.
Yeah, and there are quite a lot of comments, and I don't really know.
So again here, this is pixel bending on the left. Now what they suggest to do is, instead of doing that, you kind of like make it like this. So instead of having like just all the pixels repeated, just kind of like reduce the amount of colors in between. And interestingly, this looks better. So this is option 1, this is option 2. This looks like very blurry, and this one actually looks pretty nice and smooth. So this is how you can get rid of pixel bending. So I mean, I kinda knew this roughly, but since Don from StarMazer told me about that, I mentioned that apparently CrossCode has quite some amount of pixel bending. I'm not exactly aware of it. But yeah, so that's should roughly look like this, and this on the right is, I think it actually does look better. So you should be aware of that. And so whenever you actually sprite something, one way to that a lot of people tend to do is just color stuff like this. So you make the border is darker and the center is brighter. And if you do this, and this very consistently, like with always 1 pixel of distance, then you get pixel bending. And this doesn't look good. So that's actually something you should avoid usually. So instead of just having these 1 pixel, this is something that we used to call like the pillow shading effect. That's essentially the same idea, I think. So instead of doing this, what you should do instead is choose one direction for the light and do it like this. So
pillow shading best.
So you should instead like say, okay, now I decide the light comes from the left, so let's just remove these colors here and maybe add a bit more here. And even though you have these areas which have 1 color, I think it does look better, at least in my opinion. I mean, this graphics is always a bit subjective, but I think it looks much better. Like it looks more realistic, because usually whenever you have some realistic scene, there's usually some asymmetric lighting. Light comes from 1 direction. So instead of having these kind of uniform, center is bright, border is dark, having kind of like saying, yeah, the bit to the left is more brighter than on the right, it usually looks better. So it's again a similar idea than this whole pixel bending. So yeah, that's just a small excursion. So actually, so people actually learn something when I do streaming here. I think it's always should share some knowledge.
It's like shading, pixel shading 101 almost.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't know about this for most of my time. I think it's
okay.
Like this whole pixel bending. Since we did that stream with.
I mean, not the pixel bending. I mean, rather the how to not pillow shade.
Oh yeah. There's so much more stuff I could talk about, like how you choose colors and all that. But I mean, there's still a lot of stuff I have to learn myself.
By the way, our true avatar supporter, Seizui, is here.
Yay! Hey, Seizui. Hey. Are you from Korea? Is that correct?
Or
Seizui?
Seizui, I think?
Seizui. If it's Japanese, should be Seizui. First sharp, second soft.
I'm just going to call him Boomerang Guy.
Yeah, he gets an awesome Boomerang Guy in CrossCode.
How did you guys come up with your name, Radical Fish? I quite like it. Well, as you might expect, it came from Felix's nickname, like Lachsen. Lachsen is like the German word for salmon, and the radical is just because it's red.
Yep, kind of like this.
Felix, explain.
Yeah, that's more or less it. So like Stefan is RD, which meant something else. I forgot, I think, what it actually meant.
Radical dude?
Well, that's how they called it eventually. So he just called himself like Radical Dude. And So yeah, that's why it's radical fish. It's radical dude plus some salmon.
Devs, did you hear of the magical whale in your game?
There's a
It's
magical whale.
yes.
No, first they start talking about trees, weird cube trees. Now it's a whale. I don't know what's going on.
It's really, really. Oh yeah, wait a second. There's. How can I delete spam again?
I don't
Wait.
know.
Ban user, OP user, ignore user.
Buy
Wait.
games for cheap. Holy crap. Okay, I might
Yeah,
do this
there's.
myself.
How do you delete spam again in the or messages rather? I mean, I know how to ignore people, but not how to
I can
delete
ban
spam.
user.
Yeah.
Should I? I will draw.
Or silence him, ban him, I guess.
I just banned him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Now how can I? Oh yeah, a message got deleted automatically. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I just see a question here about early access. I'm always like irritated when people say EA.
Oh, EA. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like.
yeah,
Thinking,
like
what?
always the first thing I think about, what, Electronic Arts, what? No, it's
Do
actually
you
early
want to
access.
insult
Yeah.
us?
No. No, it's yeah, but yeah. So we will publish early access pretty soon. Actually, the plan was to already do it as soon as possible, but there's some complications, a few small complications. But I think we might be able to publish early access actually in a few weeks, so hopefully in less than 2 weeks. And so yeah, then you will be able to actually get a new version, which well, it won't have that much more features because we were too busy with the campaign, but it will at least contain like the stuff we presented so far, which is the trading. You get item drops from enemies and plants, and well, if you manage to do it, we might also have some Rookie Harbor for you, though there might not be so much happening there, and mostly just walk through the city. And it may not be very lively, but things will improve over time. I don't know, something I have to look at the reference again. Okay.
Bow down to me, your cube whale master. What? What are you talking about? Everything's so confusing. Wait, why is there a burning picnic basket?
A burning picnic basket. What?
I like that.
Maybe you should add this to our market stand.
Somebody
Question,
your 90k stretch goal was New Game Plus. Does it mean a sequel? Because I couldn't find what that meant. Nope.
No, it's not really a sequel. New Game Plus means that you will be able to restart the game once you finished it, and you will be able to play through the story again. You will keep some of your stuff from the previous game, I think. It's not 100% decided yet. And there will be some things differently, so there might be more interesting enemies, new interesting drops. So it's kind of like a motivation to play the game twice. That's the idea.
And Seizui asked, curious, Radical Fish, how much did South Korea contribute overall? Yeah, that's a topic we had like a while ago. We had 8 contributions from South Korea. And the overall donations were 2,160.
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot. But wait a second, that's kind of curious. Oh yeah, right. 2,000 plus 100. Yeah, that should work. Will the demo saves be compatible with the pre-beta access? I guess not.
That's actually a complicated topic, and that's something you need to be aware of in general. We will try, of course, to keep saves compatible, but it will be hard to make this work for all the time, because the thing about early access is that things might change a lot, and it might be that some of your saves become incompatible. So we try to avoid this if possible. So I think what we try to do, if we see that we do some changes that might make saves incompatible, then we will warn you about it ahead and try to combine as many of these changes as necessary, so we don't have to do this very often. But it
Yep.
might happen, so you should be aware that it might be that your saves become incompatible, and that, well, then you might always be able to play the game with it, but things might break.
Mhm.
And we usually will add a warning
Yeah,
that
and
please, the save is not compatible anymore. I mean,
and you also got a yeah. Okay, go on.
no, sorry, that's just, it's okay.
Okay, and you also got to keep in mind that the game changes over time a lot, and I mean, there are enough reasons to actually play it again in the when the real early access version starts, because it will be completely different than the demo that we had
Yeah, for
so
instance,
far.
something you can expect is right now the exploration area has a lot of items that you can find.
Mhm.
The final game will have less items, at least equipment that you can simply find like this.
And different items.
Yeah, there will be different items instead. You will find more trading items, and there will be the option to trade for different items.
Yeah.
And so that's one reason why things might change, and we might recommend restarting the save states.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's one thing.
Will you be? Wait a second. Will you be doing more Easter eggs? Oh, wait.
That's
Not
not
more. Will you be doing some Easter eggs, please? Actually, already are quite a few Easter eggs and shout-outs to different franchises in the game. So yes, of course, we will have even more Easter eggs in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you mean the special Easter event, which I don't know. Maybe.
Like literal Easter eggs.
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, considering the game is inspired by Yoshi's Island a bit, we might have
We should add
eggs.
more eggs, probably. Yeah.
Yep. Don't you think it's complicated? Don't you think it's complicated to release an early access on a game that has an history? I mean, the people that buy the game in early access state, you will have to play the game in fragments, depending of your development speed.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of complicated for an RPG, but what we plan to do is to actually first push development, which is less story focused. So for now, we will focus on developing gameplay parts. There might be some story in the beginning, but at one point we will start focusing on the gameplay elements, because I think it would be not the best thing to just publish the story piece by piece, because not the best way to experience the story.
Right.
So towards the end, we will push the story and try to deliver it in one go as far as possible. So I hope you understand that. So that's kind of like the problem in having this kind of story-driven, narrative-driven RPG as an early access. We hope we will make it work somehow, that it's interesting for people. So, for instance, I think what we might do is just deliver some system that people can just quickly visit the different areas, already having the right level and some basic equipment, so they can just go to different places of the game without the need to regrind and replay everything over and over again if things break. I think that probably makes sense. It's just an idea I got right
Yeah.
now. So
Sure.
so
I
people
think
can at
that's
least
how-
like
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, I think that's how many other games in the past have done it as well. So in the demos and early access versions, so it wouldn't be that unusual to do it like this.
Yep.
Another question in German: Pixelst du mit dem Zeichentablet, or are you spriting with the graphic tablet?
Yeah, ich spreite, sorry, yeah, I'm spriting with the graphics tablet, as you can see. That's
Yep, also
mouse works too. For some people it works maybe better, but since I have a graphics tablet and I'm used to it, I think it's better. Yep.
Okay, what else we have? Could you please decide on what kind of whale you are? Yeah, please do.
Probably a blue whale, I guess.
Yep.
I like blue whales. I was a huge fan of whales when I was younger.
How did you guys get into game development? At what age did you start? Well, I mean, we answered that already like an
Whatever. So I
hour ago,
started
but
about like when I was 16.
well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I mean, we all kind of started with RPG Maker, I guess, like
Mhm.
doing some makering and stuff. And I mean, 16, 15 is sounds about right for both of us.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. I guess that roughly works. I'm not sure it looks as nice as the one from Chrono Trigger, obviously, but it's a rough idea. Um,
So there is something for our for Mr. Music,
is he
and
still around? Oh, hey, Mr.
is
Music.
Intero.
Please stop calling me Mr.
What kind of
Music. No, I'm
Okay.
Mr.
serious.
Intero Music Sama-san, Sama-chan-kun,
Mr. Riceball then.
Mr. Riceball Onigiri Sama-kun, Yamete. What music does Intero-san have planned for us in the future?
Well, the next thing I'm going to make is a battle theme, like a generic battle theme, which is going to be used mostly in outside, like in outside places, like the autumn area.
Yep.
And yeah, it's going to be pretty soon. I still got something to do for something else, but once I got time besides for university, I'm going to be working on that.
Isn't it even just for autumn area, or is it for several areas?
I think so. How I understood it, it was for any outskirts. What do you call them?
Okay.
Like
Yeah. So that's true.
Outside area.
So the plan
outside
was.
areas.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And inside areas like dungeons will have their own battle theme as well, but also generic. Like they all have the same, I think. Like that's how I still remember from the last
Yeah,
conference
we'll
we
see.
had.
Yeah, that's roughly the plan. So the idea is that for now we will at least have one battle theme for dungeons and one for outside areas. I mean, of course, it would be best to have a battle theme for all areas, but that would be a lot of music, and we're not sure we'll be able to do that much.
I think I'll be the whole soundtrack will consist of battle themes if we would do that.
Well, yeah, some soundtracks do.
Yeah.
Battle themes are the
Right.
most awesome songs anyway. Everybody knows that.
By the way, Felix, save.
Oh my gosh! Thank you.
Thanks, that guy.
Control S.
Also, Taro, if you want, you could also tell about the other projects and give a little shout out. I mean, only if you want. I mean, I'm not sure how secret it is right now.
Well, it's hush hush. I cannot say anything.
Oh, it's hush hush. Okay.
No.
Then we got other questions. This will be exciting for Felix. Are there any ideas about Felserbohr if CrossCode is successful?
Yo.
I'm just gonna answer him. The whole if CrossCode is successful thing is a big. I mean, it's not unlikely, I would say, but it's more like it's very far in the future. So it's not something we can't really talk that much about the after CrossCode period because all our mind is like on CrossCode right now.
Yeah, right. So that's like the thing. We really have to focus on CrossCode for the moment, and there might be a chance that we will work on Felserbohr again. So there are still some things that I really liked about that game, but if we actually do a new version of Felserbohr, things will change most likely, because Felserbohr has this like very traditional JRPG formula. And I'm not really sure how good this still works today.
Yeah, I mean, I think it worked really well in the RPG Maker community and for the RPG Maker because it's kind of what people want, what people expect in this rather niche community, if we are honest. But I mean, if you really want to have a project that is compatible with the mass market, And for a bigger market, then it's important to make it a bit more special, that it sticks out of the whole.
Yeah, it does need something to stick out. You cannot just make a
Yeah.
normal JRPG.
Yeah.
Like
Especially
using the old
since Velzabor is pretty heavily inspired by Final Fantasy X in its
Yep,
combat
it is
system
pretty much.
and by other Final Fantasy games in its skill system. So
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's like the thing. I don't really want to give it out as it is. So I'm not saying that will never ever again do turn-based combat. I actually like having some kind of combination of turn-based combat that's still very fast-paced. It's just that well, having this kind of traditional micromanagement turn-based combat is something I probably want to avoid in future projects.
well, micromanagement turn-based combat works pretty well but not in the traditional JRPG style, but more in the in many indie games. I'm kind of forgetting in like more strategic RPGs like
I'm thinking about games like
Banner Saga.
Grandia or like Star Ocean for the SNES. Didn't they do like a mix between turn-based and a lot of micromanaging?
Very different. I mean,
Yeah,
Star Ocean
right.
was very action-oriented. It
Yeah,
had
Star
essentially
Ocean
had an
had a-
action battle system, I think. And
Almost, but the thing is, the controls for the first game were a bit weird.
weird. Right, yeah,
Yeah.
it felt like you were still selecting the menu, but it was like you were selecting very often, or what was it, right? So that was
Yeah,
essentially,
yeah.
it was like Final Fantasy, just everything was working at the same time, and there was no bar, so you could just always do stuff.
You basically couldn't control your character directly. You basically had to move to a certain point on the map without attacking someone. You had to manually like in an strategy game, like click on that point and he will go to that point afterwards. So basically evading attacks was almost impossible, to be honest.
You're
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
commanding your character what to do. Like you said, you have no direct control.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, Grandia, for instance, is very different. Grandia is actually pretty much turn-based. It's not really turn-based. It's more like it's like this passive time battle, I call it. It's like Final Fantasy active time battle, only whenever you select your turn, there's no the whole action stops, so there's no stress. You can take your
I
time making your decision. Now, the special thing about Grandia was that everything, once you selected your action, everything was happening at the same time. Everything was running in parallel, and that's what I
It
thought was really amazing.
So awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost a shame about Grandia. I mean, it has one of the most amazing combat systems I've ever seen in a JRPG.
I agree.
But it was kind of wasted because the game had such a low difficulty. Always. I mean,
Yeah.
at least Grandia 1 and 2 had. I mean, I've heard that there are a few spin-off games that were a bit more difficult.
There
but
was also Grandia 3, wasn't there?
yeah, but I'm not sure how
There was a
difficult that
Grandia
was.
Online.
Is there?
That too, yeah. Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there also
but
mobile Grandia? Oh,
maybe, but I'm
hope
not sure if it was still running the online thing.
Mm.
Okay, a few short questions.
Mhm.
CrossCode will be released on Linux, right?
Yeah, pretty
we're
much.
working on it.
I think so, yeah. I
Then,
think there's no big difficulty here, other than we still need to find. We still just need some people to help us do testing, and
Yep.
because nobody in our team works on Linux, unfortunately, we all like very Windows. But Node WebKit essentially does support Linux, so I think there's no big problem.
shouldn't be a problem, right? Curious, will Thomas Fröse, T3, our spriter, ever join you guys in chat?
I can
Maybe.
ask him if
I
he wants
We
to.
gotta ask him.
Sure, I think I will do that. The
If he has
thing
the
is,
time
he's
then.
right now in England, so he's actually
he is?
in Great Britain
Cool.
somewhere.
Somewhere, I don't know where.
I don't know exactly. I think somewhere in the south coast somewhere, and he's some kind of internship or language thing.
Mhm.
Not exactly sure. So I'm not sure if he will have time, but I can always ask.
I mean, it's the question how long he will be in England.
I think for a couple of months.
Okay,
Maybe even
well, I
6 months, which might be half a year.
I mean, it's always a question how long we will continue the dev stream. I mean, it will be continuing, right, for the development.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I already talked about this last time. Now, there's a thing that we promise people from the Watcher tier that we will have exclusive dev streams. And it's kind of hard to do dev streams exclusively and open, like publicly. I think that might be possible, but I have to admit I really like doing these public streams because there are more people watching. I think in general it's more interesting.
It's more lively.
I think it's more like a loss for everybody if we just do now only private streams. Like streams will be less interesting for the people who can actually watch them because there will be less people. And for
And
those
less
people who
questions.
don't have Watcher tier, they can't watch stream, can't watch the streams. So everybody loses more or less. Now, but I understand that people might be disappointed because they actually pay good money for something that don't get anything extra. So what we are thinking is that we will add some additional functionality that people from the Watcher tier can submit questions or can make suggestions what exactly they want to see in the stream. And what we might do as well is just add out some polls like we do like the beginning of the stream, or we do this earlier. And people can actually vote about what we should do in the stream, just given the options we present. So, and this is something where the watchers have can essentially decide, and I hope people are fine with that. So we of course is first gonna present this in a more transparent manner. So when we start doing, like, I think maybe next week we will actually talk about this more detail. So we write an update about that and probably ask all the Watcher tiers, so everybody who got a Watcher tier or above, to tell us what they think, if they're fine with that. And if too many people start objecting, we probably gonna have to do private streams after all. But I hope this won't happen. I hope people are fine with that.
Yeah, I think so. Is Rainbow Popsicle the credit song? Unless you did, you don't know, Rainbow Popsicle is a song that our sound guy Teflo made for the end of the CrossCode campaign, of the crowdfunding campaign. But it will most likely not be part of the game. I posted the link in the chat right now. You know, Rainbow Popsicle, the one with the Teflo made.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, but it's not part of the game. Okay, let me see other questions. Sorry, I am asking, but what will happen to the last-minute warriors? We will make an update about that in the near future. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about that.
No problem. Of course not. I mean, the last-minute heroes, they will most definitely be a part of the game.
Yep.
So the idea was to actually pretty soon already announce like the people who won the special roles, but we thought there's actually no reason to rush with that because it will take some time until we implement that. So what we will do today is publish the system that people can use to check their perks, and we will send this around and ask everybody to actually have a close look at their perks and tell us if everything is correct, because it might be that some people out there actually contributed for the last-minute hero, but we actually didn't notice and have something wrong in the system. So just to make it fair and to have everybody have the same chance to win the special roles, we want to make sure that everything is correct. So once we are certain that everybody got the right perks, then we will do the raffle. So we will see who actually wins the special roles. And then we will make an official announcement like how many people are now actually in the guild and all that kind of stuff. And then, well, for everybody that's true for last-minute hero special roles, but anybody else who got like an NPC, it might take some time until we get back to you about your actual content of your NPC, because for now we have to focus really on developing the basic stuff of the game, and once we're actually ready to implement NPCs and side quests and stuff like this, we will contact you and you can give us all the information about your character. Like for NPCs and enemies, we probably will start some Skype conversations so we can talk about the details and but that will happen probably later. You can like expect it's around the end of the year, maybe beginning of next year. So I hope you understand.
And as we announced earlier, we will actually hold a real live stream for the raffle of so you can actually see how we or be with us when we choose the winner of the whole last minute hero campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
Like those guys who actually win the NPCs and the statues and the like.
Yep.
Okay, will there be a multiplayer mode? It was part of some higher stretch goals that we sadly didn't reach, but I mean there might still be stretch goals. I mean we might do those stretch goals that we didn't reach, but it's not sure, and it will most likely not happen to for the official release of the main game. It all depends on how well the early access campaign runs, right?
Yeah, so the plan originally was to have at least local PvP. You always have to be explicit about that. So multiplayer, like people can play together online, is something that will unfortunately most likely not happen. Because the thing about multiplayer is you need to design the whole engine to support this. We have a custom engine, and our engine really doesn't support multiplayer. Just to give some perspective, to actually add multiplayer to an engine means the whole game logic needs to run on one machine and needs to be synchronized with all other machines. Because it's almost impossible to have the game logic run on all machines simultaneously. There's so much random factors going on there that it will most likely break. There are a lot of more detailed problems, like CrossCode doesn't even have fixed cycles. And I think you need kind of fixed cycles to make it work properly with a multiplayer context. So like the whole engine is really it's not designed for multiplayer, and making it multiplayer compatible is a huge amount of work. We're not talking about something that can be done in a few months. That's something you probably can spend maybe a half a year on. So it's essentially impossible to do this. So I hope you understand. It's multiplayer. I mean, we did a lot of, like, for CrossCode is our first project. And we did everything wrong for our first project in terms of scope. But when it comes to multiplayer, at least that's the one thing we did right, and that we said, yeah, we will just do single player for now. Local PvP is a whole different story, because that's simple. That just means we have to detect two controllers. That's something we can implement. So two people in the same place on the same machine might be able to connect two controllers and play two characters on the same screen. That's not that so difficult. That's something we actually had for stretch goal. And that's something we still might try to do in one way or another.
Yep. Okay, that's it.
Yep.
I mean, local PvP and local co-op mode, right?
Yes, of course. Like it can be either way. Either way, you play against each other, or you collaborate and work together.
Yeah. Okay.
Right,
can I ask? Can I ask?
Yeah. What's Tero?
Okay. Yeah. Tero, you want to go
I
first?
have to go again now. Sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Sure. No problem. Thanks for
See ya.
joining us. Bye.
See ya.
Music guy.
Mr.
Tero.
Music is out.
Okay. Can I ask how old you guys are? No, you can't.
I always wonder how old people think I am.
Isn't there this funny website that everyone is obsessing about lately? Like you put in a photo and the website calculates how old you are.
Well, okay, I would like to try that.
Yeah, I should try that too. I mean,
I actually said my age sometime before. I'm not sure if people notice, but
I think we should like make frequently asked questions and put it somewhere, because there are a lot of questions that we get like every stream.
that's no problem. I think at least then we have at least something to talk about. I like
it's
that.
no problem, but still, it kind of shows that there are some questions that people are interested in, and it might be nice if they could like read them somewhere.
Okay,
easily.
that's true, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess do people wanna like say how
Somebody
old they
said
think you are?
24. Does somebody think I'm 24? Okay. Any more ideas?
Okay. I see 50, but I'm not sure if it's. Oh, Diego Costa. Okay.
Who's Diego Costa? What? Yeah, I want to still see some more
Okay,
people
I'm
guessing
just
my
gonna say
age.
that I'm just gonna say that I'm 28, and most team members are like between 22 and 26, I think. Or I
Between?
mean,
And you're
I'm just gonna
28.
no most team.
Oh,
I'm just
most
gonna
team
say
members. Yeah, that's true.
I think most team
Yeah,
members are like between 22 or 24 or 20 or
yeah.
30 or something.
That one
Just
captain
gonna
pretty
say
much
that.
spoiled it. So anyway, yeah, I'm 30 years old. So yeah, I'm that
Yeah,
old.
yeah,
I'm an old guy.
yeah. Did you have to Klinkenputz?
To
I'm
what?
not sure how it's in English. Isn't there this one this silly custom that you have to go around and clean like those doorknobs if you were like 30 and not married? It's like a really old-fashioned custom. It's I
No,
think no one does it anymore.
I'm happy it's not around here.
Yeah, okay, it's pretty silly. Okay,
I just love this. I'm doing a dev stream and just sitting here for like 2 hours writing over that stuff over and over again, not thinking
yes,
about stuff. So that's what happened in
it's
the dev stream if you just talk about stuff. But I have to say, it actually doesn't look too bad now. If you just spend long enough just modifying stuff, eventually it looks good.
it's
Um,
really polished.
yeah.
I, I kind of imagine now how an old person who just sits somewhere and like works on something, like crafts something,
hmm
and then talks meanwhile. Then when he's done, he basically crafted a masterpiece because he was like talking to someone for 3 hours or something.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
That
with the
only
table
works
that
with
you're crafting.
graphics, so that's something you cannot do at all with programming. So that's why I actually like spriting sometimes. It's something you can do in parallel. It's just that you're not very fast at it. But if you do programming, you really have to focus, and it's impossible to really make progress without while
And
doing
I guess
something in between and at the same time.
and I guess it's also pretty hard to do it while like composing also because I mean you have to listen to.
That too, I guess. Yeah,
I
composing is
I,
probably
I,
the same.
I guess it would be great if Intero was still here because then he could tell us yes that's true or no you're an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, there are other questions, but I um, kind of confused now. How old? Okay. Speaking of the campaign, will there be more opportunities to help fund the development of the game in the future? Yes, because there will be the early access campaign.
Yes. Oh god. Yeah. Yes, there will be early
Um,
access. We will again. It should already be online if you would have made it in time, but it will be online soon.
that sounded mean. If you made it in time,
What? Have you made it in time? Did I say that?
like no, yeah. If you made it in time, that sounded like almost accusatory. Like, ha, if you slowpokes made it in time, you would know, but you didn't. Haha.
What? Did I say that? I didn't mean it that way anyway.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's
just
just
then I if you would have already put it online unless there wouldn't have been some complications. That's what I meant. So
yeah, okay.
we already wanted to have early access today, but we don't, and we will have it as soon as possible. So that's what I
Okay,
meant.
I completely misunderstood it. I understood it like you said to our loyal fans, like, if you idiots made it in time, you would know, because we might have said
No,
it
that's not
before.
what I meant. Come on.
All right. Yes, we will definitely say something about that, and you will be informed about it in the next days, I think.
hmm
Maybe even this evening. But can't you make multiplayer as feature after the 1.0 version, like the full version?
Oh,
Yes, that's what we will most likely do if we implement it, I guess.
I think if
Like implement the multiplayer version after the full release.
just saw that Tiku actually, I mean, for your feedback gave a good suggestion. I have to add some shadow. I can do
Yeah, do
that, so I
that.
should. I will add some shadow here. So that's how it looks, more or less. Meh. Actually, I'm probably not sure but if you noticed, Tiku, but I removed your shadow from the. I think it was supposed to be Shadow from the laser bridge. Um,
Oh no,
so
Tiku's a vampire now.
no,
You removed his shadow.
so sorry about that, but I did it because it had like the wrong orientation, and I'm very picky about that. Because shadows don't go this way; they always go up this way. That's very important. But I didn't tell you about that, so yeah. Anyway.
And another multiplayer question, I think. Laxton, do you want me to work on that? He means the multiplayer. I'm a good hacker, I guess, but I don't have the engine source. I'm from between Cologne and Gummersbach, by the way. It's from Real Money too.
It's from what? From Real Money?
Real Money too is the name of the guy.
Oh, Real Money. Yeah, I remember this guy. Yeah, sure. I'm not sure really. I have to say, we are kind of like still pretty closed source when it comes to the engine right now. So I'm not sure we can. I just want to give it to somebody to work on online mode. I also have to wonder, like, I don't know. At least I would like to see some references to actually be persuaded that you could do that by yourself, because it is a lot of work. And so don't take this the wrong way, but we are actually kind of careful with our source code right at the moment, at least.
Okay, now we got a question that we have to hurry about, I guess.
Okay.
I just joined the stream. What is this game about? Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember that we have the game development tag on our stream.
Oh
so
yeah, so like getting your. So what we're working on?
Into the game that might not know it beforehand.
Yeah, so we are currently working on
CrossCode.
CrossCode. Yeah. Somebody please post the link to the game, like www.cross. I can do it myself.
I guess we shouldn't post the Indiegogo campaign anymore.
Nah,
but then again, we could.
Oh my gosh, I'm not even logged in. What the?
Felix, please.
People can see that I'm logging in here, but at least I don't see the password. Reconnecting. And here we go. So here, this is okay. Now you got to like 2 times. Oh, okay. Sorry, that's some whatever. So yeah, CrossCode is like this 2D action RPG that runs entirely in the browser. So it's based on JavaScript, HTML5, and it has like this Super Nintendo retro style look, as you can see here. It's very inspired by like Super Nintendo classics, Chrono Trigger, Zelda, Secret of Mana, these kind of games. And so yeah, that's CrossCode in a nutshell. And we are currently doing some sprite art here. In fact, I spent like 1.5 hours spriting this complex object because I was just talking here and answering questions. So that's what's going on here.
Okay, now we had like 4 different people posting the link to CrossCode, including you and Adlessa.
Oh, why not? It's like it's worth posting.
Exactly. Also, a little fun fact: at the moment, we are the #1 in game development.
Yay! Awesome.
Like on Twitch, like with 93, and the #2 is 33. And also a little fun fact, but I hope you don't leave now. Herr DK is also doing a stream at the moment.
No.
But he has like more than 10 times as many watchers as we do. So please don't leave us.
No, stay.
Okay, so I guess more questions. Can you make it a different color? No.
What?
No.
The sheet? What kind of color?
I guess. Wait a second, I just left the stream.
Oh no. Let me just
accident.
maybe I see it.
The
daylight cycle, or is it a different question?
It's I don't know when the question was posted. It might be like 10 minutes ago, or at least 5.
Can you make it a different color? That was from Popsicle Pete. Do you mean like the blanket? Because yes, I actually plan to add some different color later on, but right now I just wanted to focus on the shape. I can do this later on, maybe before the stream ends.
No, you mustn't go to DK Senpai. Stop it. He has enough watchers already. I mean, he's a nice guy and he helped us and all, but still, we must be protective of our watchers. I think in the future we have to talk to him that he does his streams like another at a different time, not when we are. Okay. Anyway, but I think he doesn't do it every week because he is visiting our stream as well at sometimes.
Oh,
So
I guess so.
anyway, there also from real money too. There also needs to be a shadow at the right side since the wall has a shadow, but the object doesn't.
Wait, what? A shadow?
There also needs to be a shadow at the right side since the wall has a shadow, but the object doesn't.
Oh my, yes, you're right. The thing about shadows is I'm not really sure CrossCode will have perfectly physically accurate shadows, because if you plan to do that, well, characters won't have shadows in the first place. That's essentially impossible. We kind of make the trade-off to at least add shadows for like very big objects like walls so people can actually see the depth, at least it improves kind of like the visual perception of depth.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much details where we can add like these boxes should have shadows, these stands should have shadows, the people should have shadows, and well, I mean, it would be ideal, it would be nice to have shadows for everything, but it's just, it takes a lot of time, and I'm actually really wondering how many people actually perceive these details when they actually play the game.
Mhm.
So that's why
Yeah.
our approach is like we only add shadows for the most important stuff and as much as we can afford to do.
I mean, it's kind of like in those 2D games, you always have to have a certain to give a certain leeway for the physics and the graphics. So it's bbears underscore tmh takes note of the password character length, kappa. I guess he took note of your password length, Felix.
Good to know.
No,
Oh my
oh no,
gosh.
we're getting hacked.
No, we're getting hacked pretty soon. I see it coming.
And another question: will you develop 2D games only, or will you make something in 3D in the future?
That's a good question. So right now we are focused on 2D because that's what we can do. We don't have really any good 3D artists in our team. I think there's a lot of potential in 3D, but doing 3D tends to be expensive. There are some advantages to 3D, but just creating models for characters is usually much more work than 2D sprites. And I think what we might do for the next project, what I actually plan to do is some kind of combination of 3D and 2D. So we might actually use 3D for environments and backgrounds, but maybe stay with 2D when it comes to characters. That's at least one thing we can try, but it's still open. I mean, CrossCode will stay 2D.
All right.
And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's.
Do we have an ETA for the hedgehog sandwich?
ETA?
Like a time when it's a release date or something, or like a deadline for the hedgehog sandwich.
There's a hedgehog sandwich? Did I forget something?
I think it was a running gag in one of the
of
the earlier streams, but I'm not sure myself at the moment. And yes, I have heard of the Yandere simulator, but I haven't played it so far.
Yandere simulator.
Laxen, what kind of references could that be? I am working in a company since 8 years and I program like 12 years now, but I didn't do any open source. I became hacker of the year 2000. Okay, it's from Real Money 2 again. Laxen, what kind of references could that be?
Hacker of the year.
I'm working in a company since 8 years. I became a hacker of the year 2013.
Hacker of the year, okay.
At CeBIT. Oh, that's impressive, I guess.
Whoa, okay.
But I don't have that many official references. Okay.
You know, like, I think hacking is very impressive, but I always wonder, like, designing a big system, like architecture-wise, is like a different skill than hacking. That's what I'm pretty sure about, because, I mean, I'm involved in this kind of computer science business. That doesn't mean that you cannot be good in both, obviously. I know, really. I'm still like kind of careful about this. Just giving one person the task that I barely know. I think what we need to do at least is to meet each other and talk at each other in person before I can give you access to the engine, because that's something I cannot just give somebody I met over the internet. You have to be more more personal than that. So I don't know. Maybe if you happen to be at Gamescom, since you're all, I think we might be in Cologne on several occasions. We might just meet and talk about this there.
We might.
I think it's actually pretty likely, yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys play any other types of games than RPGs? If so, what games do you play? Felix, you want to start?
The thing is, I'm like the one who doesn't play all that many games. I usually play RPGs. That's really the stuff I prefer most. But like these adventure style games for like Phoenix Wright I like a lot. I used to play also jump runs quite a lot, I guess. Platformers. Like I played a lot of Nintendo games. Also played like Metroid Prime. That's one of the last large series that I played. I also played like the Last of Us, which I enjoyed a lot. And
I mean, you can basically expect most of us to.
I mean, like then there's like
really
Stefan. He like plays
the
a lot of
typical
stuff.
Nintendo games.
Yeah. Like Stefan plays all kind of things.
Yeah, and I personally play a lot of RPGs, of course, but I mean, I also play a pretty wide variety of games. I mean, one of my favorite games is like Smash Bros, for example. But I also play some multiplayer shooters. Like, well, I have played Team Fortress, for example, but nowadays I mostly play a Half-Life mod called Empires, which is like a mix of ego shooter and real-time strategy. And I mean, besides RPGs, I would say my main genre are strategy games, mostly turn-based. Like I'm a big fan of the Civilization games, especially Civilization 4. And of course, I'm also a big fan of the most amazing game of all time, Dwarf Fortress.
Well, it is. You can see it in the Museum of International Art. What was it? Of Modern Art in New York.
Yeah,
They actually
yeah.
have
I mean,
Dwarf Fortress
it
there.
is
It
art.
made
It's a
history.
game. It is.
It is
It
art.
it is art in many ways. I mean, it's most likely one of the most complicated and complex games of all times, but it has no real graphics, and it's not very accessible for newbies.
That's like put it in a nice way, not very accessible.
Yeah, actually, I gotta say I'm not a big fan of Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls series. I mean, they're pretty nice games, but
That's true. He always keeps
it's just
ranting about them.
yeah, I do. Well, I think they are good. They are pretty decent games, but they get much better if you actually mod them properly with fan mods. But I do prefer the Fallout games, the newer ones. Like Fallout 3 is a pretty shit game, I think, in many design aspects, but it can become pretty amazing if you apply a few good fan modifications to it. Otherwise, I mean, as I said, I'm also a fan of a lot of Nintendo games, and I think all of us are. And what I think I'm missing something. No, but I think otherwise, I mean, I play a lot of roguelike games, for example. Like not just RPGs, also like Faster Than Light is a big favorite of mine. So it's a pretty wide variety for a lot of people inside the team. Okay, what do we have more questions? Oh, speaking of Skyrim and mods, what is your opinion of the Steam Workshop and paid mods? Watch DK's video about it, if you're German. Felix, do you have an opinion about that?
Not that much, nope.
Yeah, basically, my opinion is uh, it's pretty obvious. I mean, I do of course think that mod creators should get paid for their hard work if they did good work. But the way they implemented it in Steam was not really all that clever. Like that most of the, or rather that only a little part of the money goes to the developers. Developers is a big mistake, and that you only have like 1 day refund time for the mod is also a huge problem for the customer, because mods don't go through the same quality control that professional games or professional patches go through. And also there's always the problem with mod compatibility, that like one mod might work, but then you later realize that it won't work with another mod that you also bought. And then you only realize
yeah.
that after like 2 days later, and you can't get a refund because the system doesn't allow it, and that's a really huge problem. So, as I said, the basic idea is great, to allow the mod creators to make money from the hard work. That's amazing, but they do need better quality control and much longer refund time. Okay, that's really important. Which eye color has Luxen?
Okay, maybe I should go very close to the camera and see maybe if people can recognize. Oh, whoa.
Maybe
Maybe
the
I
lighting is a
shouldn't.
bit
Yeah, the lighting is not very good. Like, let's take off the glasses.
the lag and the whole lighting in the thing is not.
I'm not sure if
just
that
tell the
works.
people. Just tell the people. Come on.
Yeah, it's like gray blue. Something like this.
Okay.
Guess that might have been creepy.
Oh, Mr. DK needs you. Like someone told that to TrueMG. Did it? I think either my Skype chat is lagging, or Atlasa is a bit slacking off with the questions.
Who knows?
Because let me just go through the chat. Oi devs, did you guys know that Unity has its own 2D setting now? I've heard of it, I think. I mean, I do know that there are a lot of 2D games that are really good that are made in Unity.
I missed the question. Anyway.
Oi devs, did you guys know that Unity, the engine, has its own 2D setting now?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Maybe it's good that Stefan's not around. I mean, Stefan has his opinion about Unity.
Doesn't he? First off, I think Stefan is around.
Yeah, he is in the chat. I mean, not in Skype. Yeah.
Yes, still. But I also think that his opinion on Unity has improved a bit.
That's
over
actually
time,
true.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unity has 2D. I mean, I worked with an earlier version with Unity, and it already had some kind of 2D option. It worked for the most part. The thing about Unity is that you still could realize that it was made for 3D, because everything was floating point based, not really pixel based, and it works. I guess if you get used to it, it can be very effective. In the end, we just decided we created our own engine, and we are fine with it. We got that far creating our own engine, and just dropping that and failure for another engine really doesn't make a lot of sense for us right now. So that's why we will stick with it.
But there have definitely been a few good 2D games with Unity, like Aegis Defenders, right?
Aegis Defenders, Broforce is Unity, I think.
Oh, Broforce, yeah,
Unity,
I almost forgot that.
There are like more and more awesome Unity games going on, so you cannot really argue that the engine is a problem.
I mean,
Star Mazers will also be done in Unity, so.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Also, I mean, it's not 2D, but I'm always impressed again when realizing that Cities Skylines was made in Unity.
Yeah, that too, right. It sounds like, it looks like pretty good for that, so yeah.
Pretty amazing game from what I heard.
So yeah, the engine definitely works.
Okay,
it's
I'm
just,
gonna go through the questions. Did I miss a few questions? Nope. Paid mods. Do you play Toho or you know that a bullet hell shooter? I don't play it personally, but I love the music
Oh yeah, the music is awesome. I also didn't
and
play
some
it.
of the characters and some of the cosplays for the characters. Yummy. Yes. Steam Greenlight when? We already did, but I guess someone posted it already. So Felix, did you ever play Toho?
Um, nope. I think I watched somebody play it. And that was enough already for me.
Yeah, it's
Not that
pretty.
much into
That reminds me.
shooters like that. Too hard for me. But yeah, I also
That
really like the
reminds me.
music.
One of my favorite games is actually speaking of independent games or like small, like most obscure games. One of my favorite games in the last 1 or 2 years is actually this Attack on Titan tribute game that also runs on Unity and in a browser.
That's true.
It's an amazing game. I mean, I would post the link, but I don't want you to leave us now. But screw it. It's amazing. You should try to play it.
Yeah,
It's
just
so
post the link already. It's fine.
it's so difficult to play and so difficult to learn, but it's so satisfying.
So yeah, I'm kind of
Okay.
messed up the
Yeah.
pixel art here.
Talk.
Just
Did you save?
No, I did. I just did. So yeah. Damn, I did really messy job today with sprite art here.
How much will this game cost, or will it be a free game? No, it won't be a free game. It's actually something that's supposed to make money. It will mostly cost like $15 or €15 or something at release, I think.
Yep.
But of course, there might be special offers after the release that might be cheaper, as usual for Steam. But you could you can expect like $15 or €15. I think we had more questions. The cube tree doesn't exist. Forget about it.
What cube tree?
And I have no idea. Then we have not a question, but Seizui is saying, I'm impressed with CrossCode's game engine, honestly. What I'm used about wanting to make my own CrossCode's engine feels perfect for the idea. Just add in the ability to do quick character switch to change controls. Okay.
What? Okay. So yeah, there was the idea of actually making the engine public eventually, but that's something we will do later after CrossCode, if in any way. Because for us, that means that we need to polish the engine, make it more stable and easier to understand, add documentation. That's a lot of work. I mean, the engine is originally based on Impact.js, and Impact.js was clean, but then I got around and messed up everything. It works, but that's all there is to it.
Well, Felix, don't forget, that means that you're a bad programmer.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. This one guy on Twitter one day who
What?
said that there was this one guy on Twitter.
Oh my gosh, yeah. From the gaming clerks, you mean, right? Oh god, these people.
No, not from the gaming clerks.
Not directly, but he was kind of related to them, right?
Yeah, a fanboy of them, like after the whole CrossCode gate nonsense, was basically saying like, oh, I've read that they made a game engine, but they took an old game engine and modified it to about 90% instead of making their own game engine from scratch. They're inexperienced bad programmers.
No, he didn't even say without making your own engine from scratch. He just said just modifying the game engine by 90% must mean we must be bad programmers. And
Yep.
holy crap, Wow. That was just I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
whatever you mean, man, whatever you say.
much expert. So so
Such
so
competence,
genius. Wow. So such competence.
much knowledge.
Yeah. Do we have more questions? I think I'm pretty much through. Felix, did you save? Did you save? Did you save?
I did.
Oh yes.
No.
A pretty obvious question. Why did you choose Impact.js as a crosscode engine?
Well, I like HTML5. So that the CrossCode started as my idea of, hey, I want to do game development in HTML5, and I wanted to do HTML5 because I really like JavaScript, and I did this before in some kind of internship, and I just wanted to do this again, just a bit better. So instead of, I think it actually was the right decision to not say, hey, I make my own engine from scratch, because I was thinking about that. I really like to work on game engine stuff, but it was the best idea ever to start with Impact.js, because Impact.js is very minimalistic and simple, but it essentially taught me how you can write beautiful JavaScript code. Because before that, everything I did with JavaScript was kind of messy, but Impact.js introduced a very nice class system and just showed me how nice JavaScript code can actually look if you have the right framework. So, and I just took Impact.js, started modifying it, and the only thing, I mean, the most important thing about Impact.js that is still alive today in our engine is the whole module and class system, because it just works. I mean, it's amazingly nice to read and nice to work with, this whole module system. Also, the whole baking process is still more or less there. We kind of improved it a lot, but it just works. And the amazing thing is it works even with a huge scale program. CrossCode currently has maybe 200 to 300 JavaScript files at least, and Impact.js works in a way that there is no building step. So you just start the program, you just start the game, and it just loads all the scripts immediately. You don't need to build anything. And the amazing thing is Chrome does this in a couple of seconds, less than a fraction of a second. It loads these 200, 300 JavaScript files as if that would be nothing. So that's what's really amazing about it. And it's I just love working with an engine where you don't have to do any building. And that's essentially what Impact.js allows you to do.
There's another question. I forgot it. It was basically like, how long will this stream take? And the answer is normally we say at least 2 hours, but most of the time we actually do a lot more than that, like 3 hours or something.
3 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
Between 2 and 3 hours, I think.
2 or 3 hours. It sounds pretty good. Can you guys give us a brief review of the CrossCode story? No.
What the brief what?
A brief review of the CrossCode story, or of CrossCode's story.
Leah is there and she throws balls.
Leah is there and she throws balls.
And she's on a boat.
And she's on a boat. I mean, a lot of cool people are on a boat. Like Aman was on a boat in Avatar, which is a good connection because she is an Avatar as well.
Yes, some other guy that she also kind of like learns elements.
Yes.
Surprisingly. So
and then there's also this amazing boat scene from the infamous anime School Days, if you know it.
I don't.
School Days is his one anime that is based on a visual novel, which basically consists of one guy being an asshole and sleeping with a lot of different girls.
Okay.
And at the end of the story, he gets killed by one of the girls, and then another girl.
There, I guess, or something.
Yeah, something, and then another girl who was in love with him kills the other girl, and then they travel on a boat with his detached head.
On a boat.
On a boat. Yoo-hoo. Yes. Okay. On to more serious parts.
So yeah, I actually wanted to do some recoloring. So maybe for some people who didn't see it so far, what I did is I separated the sheet of the trading booths on a separate layer. And then I added the gradient map stuff, where you can specify 2 colors and you just interpolate the colors to the other colors. And that's how I now make it a little bit darker. I can make it a bit brighter here, like this. Actually, that looks pretty nice, I think. And now I can add another one of these. That's actually a nice trick. So, and I specify a different range of colors. Let's say, let's make those blue, because I like blue,
Hmm?
as everybody knows. That's why there's so much blue in CrossCode, because...
I'm blue, yada da da da.
Yeah.
I hated that song, it was terrible.
Yeah, I also wasn't a huge fan, even though I like blue.
Da da dee da da dum. Da 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 dee da 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 dee da da dum.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's terrible, and I still remember that's the melody of it.